Hello and welcome to another video. Thank you for joining me. Today is June 29th, 2025, the second to last day of the Lather Games. The theme for today is to toast the Lather Games. And the challenge is to find a soap that is designed to mimic, in scent notes, mimic a drink. Now, that could be a coffee or a tea scented soap, and I have a number of those, but I was kind of astounded to find that I have another type of drink recurring a lot in my inventory of soaps. So here's just a smattering of some of the choices that I have. I could have a soap that's like a pina colada. I could have a soap that is like a cognac with peach. I could have a margarita. I could have gin, a gin and lime drink. I could have bourbon with some maple in it. I could have a, hold on, I gotta make sure I read this, get this up correctly. I could have a bourbon smash. Or gotta wet the whistle. Or I could have a Cuba Libre. This is Eric's latest soap. I've had it for a long time, but the challenges in the Lather Games have kept me from using it. So this will be my first use of this soap. I'm going to pause and get some of these other soaps out of here so they don't take up all my sink space. Okay, well, clearly that was a lot of effort, so I'm going to have another sip of my Cuba Libre. This is made using the recipe that Sean Stapelfeld, YouTuber extraordinaire, gave me, and it is really good. It's Captain Morgan spiced rum, lime, which is the normal initial contents. I'm using Coca-Cola made with cane sugar. In the United States, that's called Mexican Coke. And then he suggests adding lemon, and that is a great addition to a Cuba Libre. And he lives in the area where these are consumed a lot, so I trusted his judgment, and it did not disappoint. Here is the Cajun Blade's Cuba Libre soap. I showed you the cover. Yeah, I mean, it's others have said the scent strength is strong, but you know, I'm old, my nose is probably failing. I'd say the scent strength is medium. Strong for Eric. He tends to prefer lightly scented soaps. So let's get going. I'm going to wet the face first. Using a Chisel and Hound brush with a Fanchurian knot in it, going directly to the tub, making sure that I swirl in accordance with the Coriolis effect in the Northern Hemisphere and low pressure systems. You know, that's a requirement, as I've said. Boy, that feels good, Eric. As always, I'm creating a pre-shave that super saturates the skin with moisture. That's accomplished by mixing soap with water. And I think the reason this works better is because the soap breaks down surface tension of the water, which is why it works. Why it works for dishwashing, and allows the mixture to really combine well with whatever it's introduced to. In this case, my face. This really works for me. If you've ever tried it, I'd be interested to know if it works for you. All right, super wet face. And let's get going with the old brush here. Awesome feel to this lather. So creamy, so rich. Gonna build it, and then we're gonna assess the scent notes in the room. Probably should have had a couple of, this is my first Cuba Libre. It's early afternoon. First Cuba Libre drink, also first use of this soap. So it's a double first, which is a oxymoron. Whew, wow, nice. That was a pretty wet brush. I had a very wet face. The razor I'm using today is here I'll show you do this in the proper way. This is a Genco 6/8, basically. I think it's just under 6/8. I can't remember exactly how I measured it. Round point. This razor has a cuticle edge on it. Let's get going and see how the room fills with the soap scent. It's definitely different. Different once lathered from the way it smells on the puck. Definitely opens up. It has a bit of that Coca-Cola vibe. Bit of a rum vibe. I've already smelled the Aftersauce. I'm using the Aftersauce. I smelled that. That has more of a lime vibe. But this has a citrus component, or it feels as if it has a citrus component to it, which one would presumably think is lime. Will Carius of Barrister and Mann gave me a scent fragrance kit, and I've been playing with the scents in that kit and have verified that without a doubt, my nose for fragrances sucks. So you should not take advice from me when it comes to the quality of fragrances. But like noses, everybody has an opinion, and mine is that I very much like this scent. I think that Eric, in collaboration with Sean, did a terrific job on this. Alrighty, let's go for pass number 2. See how we did on pass number 1. Oh, that's a good edge. Now, Lather Games is a 30-day competition because June has 30 days. For a lot of people, that's a real challenge to do 30 shaves in a row. For me, that's normal. I realize that for a lot of you whippersnappers who are Gen Xers and Millennials and Gen Zers, that can be a real challenge, but a lot of people in my generation grew up shaving every day. And I can tell you that your skin adapts. Johnny 5 did a video today where he used Chevette, and he talked about how not a boomer, Johnny 5, not a boomer. He talked about how his how he trained his skin to adapt to multiple passes as he transitioned from being a single pass shaver to a multi-pass shaver, not multi-pass. There we go. Still needs water. First, I had a lot of water in the first lather, but the tallow just really goes after the moisture, which is great. The feel of this soap is absolutely extraordinary. Certainly one of my favorites. Up there, I'd say this is top tier lather-wise. So today is also the Formula One race in Austria. It's early afternoon, I probably said that for me. And I intend to go right from this shave to the couch, where I will watch the race with my Cuba Libre. It's recorded, the race has already happened. But I have it recorded. Looking forward to this one. We're definitely getting into the part of the season where the updates to the cars get more and more meaningful. Technical updates. This is going to be especially true for Ferrari with Lewis Hamilton. You would think they could tailor the car to him in the off season, but part of the rules for Formula One is that they can't do any practice other than in sanctioned practice seasons. So what they do, practice sessions. So what they do during practice sessions and during race days is to analyze gigabytes of data, lots of feedback from the drivers, and make updates to the cars. I am particularly interested. I like the whole driver race in Formula One, but I'm particularly interested in the technology of Formula One. Not so wild about the current rule set. It sort of de-emphasizes driver skill a little bit in favor of things like tire management. But still, you know, still very interesting to me. I hated the idea of the hybrid era. Don't like the sound of the current engines. But things move on. All right. Wonderful, wonderful. The room now has the scent of Eric's Cuba Libre in it, and that is pretty wonderful. I would say that I'm going to stick with, for me, scent strength being medium. There's definitely a rum and cola vibe, balanced with some lime. That was a really close shave. Really close. Good shave. I have been doing more safety razor shaves during Lather Games, and it is amazing to me how much better a shave I get with a razor that I've honed. I mean, it's not that my honing is better than anybody else's, but it's the honing that I'm most familiar with. Okay, I'm gonna pause. I forgot my toner, so I'm gonna pause, put some toner on, clean up, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I used Thayers coconut toner with potions made by the witch Hazel. Now I'm going to use the Aftersauce for for Cuba Libre, the soap. In fact, let's up our Cuba Libre, the drink. Yeah, that's good. I'm probably going to need another of those to finish the Formula One race. This might become a thing. Ooh. Yeah. Much more high key. I overdid it in terms of the amount of sauce. Could have used a lot less. I intended to use talc, but this needs to dry down before I use talc. So, let me just finish up here. Here's the Chisel and Hound brush, Fanchurian knot. Here's the stamp, coin, I should say. And that's it. Thank you very much for joining me. Look forward to any comments you might have. Let me know if you've tried this version of the pre-shave. If not, no big deal. And we'll see you in the next one. I'm hoping maybe to do a live stream this evening, Sunday 29th, just to interact a little bit, do some sharpening. All right, thanks. Bye.